You already know what time it is, man. Your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into this. Now, you already know time and energy is the highest forms of currency. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper. You understand me? But always keep in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's. It is what it is. So let's get right into this. You know, I'm at the crib, got my daughters down, you know, at the big house, doing what we do best. And it is what it is. I got to tap in about this. You know, this is a subject, this is an issue I've been talking about lately. I've been really having emphasis on this situation. You understand? These jail dudes, these so-called shooters, these so-called gangsters, these jail dudes. Now, you see the thumbnail, you see the title, you see what's going on. You know, Lil J, his prison video was leaked. You understand me? Now, for what we know, Little J is a man. You feel me? And he's in jail. He's in prison. And there's a video of him with somebody sitting on his lap. Somebody sitting on his lap. Now, they both in jail. They both are incarcerated. And they don't, this is not co-ed. They don't mix the females with the males when it comes to jail. They don't let the females jail with the dudes. It just doesn't happen that way. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And you know, this is a prime example of what I talk about when I'm talking about these jail dudes, when I'm talking about these gangsters, these shooters. This is what I'm stressing. You know, a lot of people they feel in some type of way because I'm speaking on the situation. I'm keeping it Grown Man Business TV, but you got to keep your eyes on these jail dudes. These jail dudes that spend all this time in jail, they spend 18, 20 years in jail. Or the other side of it is the dudes that like to go back and forth to jail. They can't stay out. They get out of jail, they go right back. They get out of jail, they go right back. It's like it's something in that jail, it's something in that prison that's calling them. It's calling them. They can't sleep at night. They got to get back to jail. Those type of dudes is red flags all over the field, and you should absolutely watch them and keep an eye on them at all times. It's a lot of things that take place in these jails that these dudes ain't talking about. You understand? When they come home from jail, they got all these tattoos. They big, bad gangster shooters. They just did a bid, but they never talk about certain aspects that take place. And it's very frequent and it's very normal that it takes place in these prisons. You understand what I'm saying? So seeing the video of Lil J with another man sitting on his lap, you know, kissing him in the mouth, these things don't surprise me no more. It just further solidifies and stamps and certifies the things that I'm saying about these dudes. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Again, it's nothing personal. It's all business, big grown man business TV. It's nothing personal. But when you see Lil J and you see King Von and you see dudes like Lil Zippy, you know, one thing for sure, two things for certain. When they get out of jail, they're gonna flaunt how many women that they're dealing with. They're gonna go to these strip clubs. They're gonna do these videos. They're gonna always try to throw women in your face. And the reason why they do that is to hide the other side. They want to suppress the other side. So they're gonna show you videos of, hey man, this who I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And she used to deal with Pop Smoke. Yeah, we know that. Real men, we don't get excited about that. That's everyday life. That's nothing new. Running across jump offs like that, they easy. This is nothing new. But these jail dudes, they use that as a cover up. They use that as something to divert you from seeing into the soul. You understand what I'm saying? And the problem is, you got dudes like me that can see past the smoke and mirrors. Everybody can't see past the smoke and mirrors. You understand? It's a lot of sheep out there. It's a lot of sheep. So when these dudes, you know, they go live, they might have 600 people in the live chat, 600 sheep in the live chat. You might have 4 or 5 real ones walking around that can see. You know, we're not impressed with the strippers that you show. We're not impressed with the strippers. Why you so excited about these women? Lil J, King Von, Lil Zippy with the drippy, they all did this. These are the things that they all have in common. You understand? They either stuffing something up their backside, you know, boofing. That's what Lil Zippy called it, boofing. They either boofing batteries and boofing K2, or they in there dealing with the other men, dealing with the transformers, dealing with the Rainbow Coalition. You know, you gotta always, and I know it's hard because a lot of dudes go to jail. And this doesn't apply to all of the men that go to jail. Some men, they go to jail, they keep it 100. They're honorable men. They do their time and they come home. Then you got other dudes that go to jail and they resort to shoving K2 up their backside. They resort to shoving, batteries up their backside. They resort to letting men sit on their lap, just like Lil J. Just like Lil J, you got King Von, telling the police he's a part of the Rainbow Coalition just to get the PC, just to get to an area of the jail where there's a lot more LBG 123 involved. You understand me? I know the truth hurts. I know when keeping it real hurts. I know that it gets under your skin, but that's all I'm here to do. I'm not gonna make this a long live. Just got out the pool, been swimming all day. You already see it. It's lit up. Been in the pool all day. I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on this live. But what y'all gotta start doing is looking at these jail dudes a certain way. Y'all gotta start saying, man, we know you've been in jail, but what was you doing in jail? Oh, well, I did what I had to do. Well, what was that? What was that exactly, Lil J? What did you do? What did you have to do in there, Lil J? You got some explaining to do, Lil Zippy. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to King Von. If he was here, he would have some explaining to do. And yeah, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. You can always understand that the higher ups and elites got their hands in the pot. It's a reason why the videos have been dropped. It's a reason why, even long after King Von has passed away, they're still dropping these videos. It's because something is happening in Chicago that's changing the landscape. A lot of the shooting, a lot of the killing is slowing down. You got real OGs coming home from jail in Chicago that's changing the landscape. And if they change the landscape in Chicago, what these cops gonna do? Where they gonna work is in these Dracos, and they ain't using them. So it always get deep, it always get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. On the surface, yeah, man. You look at dudes like Lil Zippy, Lil J, King Von, they all got something in common, man. They all been to jail back and forth. They all are real street jail dudes, and they all have done something that will relate them to the LBG gang. You understand me? But even deeper than that, why is this happening? Why is this information being released? Why is it? How is it happening? Feel what I'm saying? How is it going? Why is it going down? The higher ups and the elites got to keep y'all brainwashed. They need y'all to keep smoking each other. They need y'all to keep the circus going. But even on a lighter note, man, these dudes go to jail. It shouldn't be just an automatic badge of honor because you did 18 years in jail. We actually need detailed accounts of what you've been doing in jail. After you was in there for 5 years, after the honeymoon party of jail is over, and you really realize you got to sit down for a long time, and you start having those thoughts and you start having those dreams, what were you willing to do to survive in jail? That's what we should be asking these jail dudes. What was you willing to do? What was that thing that you was willing to do when you were telling yourself you did what you had to do? What was it? What was the action when you told yourself I'm doing what I got to do? What was that? We need to know. And women, y'all might want to start thinking twice. Y'all might want to start really interviewing these jail dudes before y'all do something with them, cause guaranteed 9 times out of 10 they done did something in there. They was in there for 10 years. What you think they done did something in there, and it's all gonna come out. It's all gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? They do 18 years in jail and they come home looking for little, teeny boppers. They do 18 years in jail and they come home looking for the babies. They looking for the youngest women they can knock off. They looking for the youngest women that they can manipulate. They don't want the old women. They don't want the grown women. They don't want the women with some experience. They want the young girls. Yeah, they want the young girls. Haas called it right. Haas called that right. You know what I'm saying? What he said about Zippy and them young girls, he called it right. He was 100% right about that. And then you look at Lil Zippy go live and show different strippers and try to convince us, the people, that nah, that's what them guys do. When somebody calls them out, when somebody puts them on Front Street, when somebody questions their manhood and the things they're willing to do after they done got out of jail, after doing all that time, the first thing they try to do is get the first female that'll give them some attention, and they try to show you, hey, look at this. Look at this female. This is who I'm dealing with. Look at this. Yeah, just like them down low boys. Oh, them dudes that secretly down low, the first thing they do is want to tell you they deal with girls. The first thing they do is want to show you pictures and videos of strippers, them down low boys. But secretly, when they leave that strip club, they go somewhere and they link up with that, yeah, yeah, that rainbow coalition. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, man. I'm not going to stay long, but I needed to drop that. You know, I just saw the video with Lil J. I spoke about King Von last night, and I just saw the video about Lil J recently. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is what they do. This is what's really going on with these jail dudes. It's few far in between the jail dudes that get out of jail and they slate is wiped clean. They don't have no smut. These dudes all got smut. They just know how to hide it. They just know how to, deflect from it. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. It's not rocket science. You did 18 years in jail. You was stuffing K2 and batteries up your backside. Yeah, you got it's something with you, boss. It's something with you. You've been stuffing K2 and batteries up your backside for 18 years straight. Then you turn around and come home and want the titty boppers and want the little girls. Yeah, somebody need to question that. Somebody need to question that. You've been going at highs for the last month now, trying to convince us, the people, that you ain't messing with the little girls, that you ain't messing with the titty boppers. But I don't believe you. You need more people, homie. You know, is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And Lil J is going to do the same thing Little Zippy is doing. He's going to get out of jail and try to convince us that we didn't see what we saw, that we didn't hear what we heard. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna get out of jail. He's gonna try to manipulate the narrative to let us know that we didn't see what we saw. We all saw that man sitting on your lap, homie. We all saw you in the jail suit with that dude in the jail suit. Y'all had white tees on, and he was sitting on your lap, homie. You got to the point in jail where you told yourself you had to do what you had to do. Same thing like I said with Lil Zippy. How long did it take when you was in jail for you to convince yourself that you had to do what you had to do? You tell us that you've been stuffing and boofing K2. You tell us that you know OGs that been stuffing and boofing batteries. You know, what the fuck is we talking about? These niggas, you call the niggas the OGs that be boofing batteries. So they rectum is wide enough to get batteries in it. Your backside is wide enough to stuff ounces of K2 in it. Somebody got to question that. The problem is these dudes come home from jail. They glorify the warrior spirit. They glorify everything except certain things. And when you let them talk long enough, exactly what Lil Zip been doing, when you let him talk long enough, he just tells on himself. He told us he ran from the knife with Blue Boy. He had to explain that. He had to get Blue Boy on the phone. He had to get Blue Boy to try to back him up and X, Y, and Z to try to manipulate the narrative. But we already heard what we heard. He put the knife on your cell. You ran from the knife on your cell, right? He's telling more stories about how he gets to K2 and how he gets batteries from this jail to the next jail. And he says that he shoved them things up his backside. He literally shoved foreign objects in his inside of him. Now you trying to explain what that means, and you had to do what you had to do and try to make us unhear what we already heard. The same thing with Lil J. It ain't just Lil Zippy, Lil J, prime example. We saw you, homie. We already saw you with our own eyes, and you're gonna now start sending out tweets, and you're gonna now start sending out, messages saying that we didn't see that man sitting on your lap. The problem is the majority of this app, the majority of these content creators, they're gonna beat around the bush. They're gonna act like it ain't what it is. That's why a lot of y'all come to Grown Man Business TV, because I'm going to just give it to you how it is. We not going to sugarcoat nothing. We not adding no extras. We not adding no preservatives to this. We giving it to you straight raw, my G. Straight raw. Same thing with Lil Von. I mean King Von. You know, R.I.P. to King Von. He's deceased. He's not here to speak up for himself. So we're not gonna do too much on that. But it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. The video is out of you telling them people, King Von, that you was a part of the coalition, the Rainbow Coalition. You going so what would King Von do if he was alive? He would come out, try to, you know, redirect the narrative, try to tell us we didn't see what we saw, we didn't hear what we heard. No, well, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. How did you get those objects? How did you boof them, bro? Was you using jelly from your breakfast packs? Was you using Vaseline from the canteen? I mean, how was you boofing? Why don't you go into detail? Why don't you let people know? You know, hey, when you go, why you don't tell the youngsters when you go to jail, man? You're gonna have to stick things in your backside. You're gonna have to have some things inside of you. You're gonna know what it feels like for something to go inside your backside. Because the only way for you to get the K2 and the batteries to the next move is for you to boof it. And let them youngers know I've been boofing for 18 years. Yeah, I've been boofing. I've been boofing. Brother, I was locked up. You know, tell the truth, Lil Zippy. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Not gonna stay on this long, man. I told y'all I'm in and out. Kind of tired. Making dinner for my daughters. About to handle some business, and then I'm gonna lay down for the night and I'm gonna relax, kick my feet up, man, and watch some TV or maybe scroll through YouTube. You know how we do. You know how we do. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But it's I'm a rare breed, homie. There is nobody else on YouTube able to grab a phone, no music, no extras, no antics, nothing, and just give you the truth and give you the real. These jail dudes are suspect, all of them, all of them, all of them. Until diagnosed, you gotta look at all of these jail dudes, and it's only a certain particular type of jail dude. Again, anybody that did 10, 15, 20 years, you got to look at them a certain way. Any guy that keeps going back and forth to jail, I mean, he going back and forth to jail like he can't, you know, he can't stay out of jail. It's something inside that jail, it's something inside that prison that keeps calling him, and he keeps getting caught doing the simplest things, and he keeps going back and forth to jail. That means there's something inside that jail cell that's calling him. Something he ain't told you about, something he don't want to talk about. But when he go to jail, he do what he gotta do. That's what they call it. Anytime one of these jail dudes tell you they're doing what they gotta do, that mean they did something. They're embarrassed. That mean that mean yeah, trust me, they did that. Yeah, man. I'm cooking pretty Perry girl. I'm cooking stuffed salmon with you know, you fillet it and stuffed it with crab meat and lobster meat. Yeah, crab meat. Slice up some lobster tail, and you slice it up nice and neat, and you fillet the salmon, and you put it on. Yeah, yeah, stuff with either it's gonna be rice or roni. Sometimes the girls just like white rice with it, vegetables. It's gonna be a seafood night. That's what we doing. So, you know, the food is in the oven. You understand me? These jail dudes, they use these stories, these gladiator stories, because they, you know, the world, we love stories like that. We love gladiator stories. We love, you know, scary movies. So they use these stories to deflect, but you never see a jail dude really break down what is going on behind them walls. You never see them sit down and say, bro, yeah, you know, X, Y, and Z, but you know, I had to do something degrading to get that K2. Yeah, I had the K2 on the yard. I had the K2 on the yard, and I was able to smoke how I wanted to smoke, you know, in jail. But I had to, you know, I had to pack that K2 with Vaseline and shove it up my backside just to get it on the yard, man. Just to get it in my cell. I had to literally, like this the thing, right? It's hard for me to fathom relaxing your ass enough to shove a foreign object in it. I can't understand it. Me personally, I would have for sure not smoked any weed. They would have asked me when the last time I smoked. I would have told them, yo, I ain't smoked in 18 years. The only way to really get the smoke where and do it the right way was to shove it in, boof it and shove it up. And I just would have been sober. There's no way. Lil J, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end it with this, Lil J. We saw what we saw, so I don't know how you're gonna explain yourself out of this, but you got some explaining to do. Happy birthday. So and Lil Zippy, I'm not gonna take my foot off your neck, man. I'm not taking my foot off your neck until you explain until you elaborate on that. Don't try to skim over the part where you would shove foreign objects up your backside. Don't skim. You know what I'm saying? If you could talk about how Son Campbell busting his thighs open for Bambaataa, which obviously is what it is, you could talk about you busting your thighs open with that K2, them K2 packs and them batteries. Yes, stripes get taken on me. And stop showing us these strippers. Stop showing us these strippers. Stop showing us these streetwalkers you be having in your grandmama house that you took to your grandmama house. You got a streetwalker in there. You recording the streetwalkers and you're doing what you want to do. Yeah, these girls, them hookers, man. Them hookers, them prostitutes. We know what they are. Stop trying to convince us that you are into that. And we know what you was doing in the jail. And we know what you like. We know Hassan Campbell said you're into teeny boppers. You're into little girls. You're 42 years old and you locking in with 21-year-old girls. You locking in with 20-year-old girls. You trying to hit 19-year-old girls and you're 42. That means you're into teeny boppers. That means you like little girls. Stop trying to, I see what's going on, and I'm not gonna take my foot off the gas pedal. I'ma mash the gas. I'ma ride on you anytime I feel like it. I'ma mash the gas on you because you done talked yourself into a hole. You done talked yourself, you know, yeah, you gonna be in position. The higher ups and elites already know what you like. They know you like little girls. The higher ups and elites, they already know what you did in jail. They know you was shoving things up your backside. So the higher ups and elites is looking at you as prime real estate. Oh, all they gotta do now is get Lil Zippy to one of them all white parties. All they gotta do now is get Lil Zippy to one of them Rick Rubin parties. Oh, they gonna get you to one of those Rock Nation brunches, and they gonna have a good time with your Lil Zippy with the drippy. Lil J, he up. All he got to do is play his position, and he'll be at one of those all-white parties as well. King Von, I already told you about Von. If you want to just check the last video, and, you see the thumbnail of little King Von, and I splanked that already. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be.